Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Oseteru with another exciting edition of Ask an Aquarius. Now, I've been asked this question many times and I never responded to it because I'm Aquarius. And when we don't want to deal with feelings or emotions, we just shut them off and act like they aren't there. But today, I got a message from a woman and I realized that it was time for me to address this. This is something that's going to be in my book, in my life story, in my memoirs, whatever the case is. So I guess I just have to deal with it. I have to deal with it. So the question was from a cancer, several cancers. They want to know what's my beef with cancers? What's my deal with cancers? They think that I'm not feeling cancers. Now, first and foremost, I want to say that you cannot lump a whole zodiac sign into one ball and just say, throw the whole thing away. You can't just throw all cancers away, throw all Aquarius away. You can't do that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because two reasons that I've addressed before. Number one, there is a positive and a negative in every sign. Just because you meet 30 negative Aquariuses does not mean there isn't a positive one, a good one, a decent one, because there's many of us. Just because you have a bad interaction with somebody, you can't say the whole zodiac sign is screwed up. Even if you have a lot of bad interactions with them, it just means that you've never come across somebody in that positive form. Bottom line. So you can never do that. I never do that. I never throw a whole sign away. I'm not, when it comes to Cancers and Capricorns, romantically speaking, I don't like the combination. I don't like the vibration. But I don't throw them away as people. I know some Cancers. I know some Capricorns. I have Capricorn and Cancer friends, Capricorn and Cancer clients. I know plenty of them that are good, decent people, that are kind people, that are fine, and that has to be understood, that you can't just throw away a whole zodiac sign because the person is multifaceted. Also, when it comes to a person's zodiac sign and being multifaceted, our whole chart is important when thinking about zodiac compatibility. So when I talk about our sun signs, it's just one aspect of it, and usually the elemental aspect of it, and it's only one. So like for me, I'm an Aquarius. I have my sun in Aquarius. I have my moon in Sagittarius, and I have my rising sign in Aquarius. So I'm very Aquarius. Like I'm almost to a T Aquarius. So people like somebody like me is going to be very stereotypical as far as the Aquarius is concerned. When you read the book on Aquarius, you might as well just be reading my life story. That is me. Now, another Aquarius who has maybe a Scorpio moon or a Pisces moon or something like that might have a little, some variation to their energy. Are going to have some variation to their energy. So you can't just base it on the sun sign. So I never throw a whole zodiac sign away. So some of my Cancers feel like I've thrown them away. And that's not true. It's absolutely not true. I don't throw any sign away. Even Capricorns, who are my least favorite, I do not throw away. What I do is I'm careful with the interactions because I know the possible pitfalls. I know the possible issues. Now, when dealing with a romantic relationship, that's one thing. When dealing with just friends, it's a little bit more simplistic. But either way, the pitfalls are the same. So I just look for them. So I wanted people to know that immediately, that I don't hold grudges against signs, and we shouldn't hold grudges against signs. I've seen this online a lot. I've seen people online be like, "Oh, Geminis are evil. I can't stand a Gemini," and I'm looking at it like, so, okay, all of them are evil, every last one. Like all of them, they just all do. And I just don't believe that. I don't believe that about any particular sign. I believe sometimes we have negative interactions with the sign, and that will always, be problematic because of the way that we vibrate with that particular sign. But if we meet somebody from that sign who's positive, the vibration will be totally different. Meet somebody from that sign who has a different makeup as far as their houses and their planets are concerned. It could be a better interaction or a worse interaction. So I think that we have to really be careful with that energy, of course. So now back to the question, because I might be evading it a little bit. The question is, what's my deal with cancers? That's what the cancers want to know. What's your deal with cancers? Um, my greatest love, the one I call Voldemort, y'all know I call him Voldemort. My greatest love and my greatest disappointment was a cancer, is a cancer. That's my deal with cancers. So the woman said, "You seem like you've been hurt by cancer." Definitely so. But it's not the hurt that really is what gets me. That's not the thorn in my side. Because when I think about the hurt, this situation happened like 14, 15 years ago. So when I think about the hurt of the situation, it's not that bothers me. What bothers me is that it's continuing to hurt. Every time I come across this person, they're still negative. They're still nasty. 15 years later, they're still trying to tear me down. They're still being aggressive. They're still being emotionally abusive. 15 years later, you know? And the last time I spoke to this person, because I have spoken to this person throughout this 15-year time frame, usually for a couple days or so here and there, and then something happens. He accuses me of trying to emasculate him. He accuses me of having some kind of a feminist agenda, which I am a feminist, by the way, but it's not an agenda to emasculate the male population. It's just equality for women. That's what feminism means, that women want equal pay. Women want equal rights. It's not that we're better than men or going to topple men, which is something that this person thinks. So he always, after a couple days, becomes paranoid or something. I really think it's mental health issues, to be honest with you. And I think that I trigger them. And when we come back around each other, at first, everything is cool, everything is great. And then something about my presence triggers these feelings of paranoia, these feelings of anger, hatred, angst, whatever he goes through. So after a couple days, we're right back where we started off at. And what bothers me about it is not that I want this person in my life. It's not, I would never be with another man. That doesn't work for me. It's not that. It's the fact that I am Aquarius. I'm a healer. And I healed myself. And I'm always healing myself, always dealing with new issues, working through things. And I want to heal the situation. I want to bury the hatchet. I want to end it. I want to be able to say, like with any other relationship I've had in my life, all the relationships I've had in my life, except for a few, I've been able to bury the hatchet and heal them to a certain extent. At least feel closure with them in myself. But in this one, I never can heal it. I can't heal the situation, And as an Aquarius, as a healer, that's what messes with me. That's what gets me, is that we keep having these negative interactions when I don't want to. I want to have a positive interaction. I want to say, you know what, even though we probably won't ever see each other again, let's just end on a positive note. I want to be able to heal that. But the last time I spoke to him, I spoke to him like 8 months ago. And I realized that time, I said to myself, Queen, this is it. You can't heal this. And you got to accept it. And honestly, y'all, that shit hurts me. It hurts me that I can't heal it. But I'm right. The advice I gave myself was right. I have to let that go. I can't heal it. And I have to accept that I can't heal it. And I have to never speak to this person again. I have to let them go because they're continuing to hold on to the bitterness and to the negativity. Whenever I try to initiate conflict resolution, they take it to a negative space. If I'm trying to be positive, they start poking at me, trying to get me to fight back, So when I talked to my therapist about this 12, 13 years ago, she said to me, you can't heal something with a person who is still in that space. You can't heal a relationship with an abuser. if they're still abusing. The abuser would have to stop being abusive in order for the two people to have a conflict resolution. I knew that 13 years ago, 14 years ago. But even though I thought that through prayer and belief that I would be able to heal it, we would be able to heal it, Goddess could heal it, somebody could heal it. I didn't care who it was. And the truth of the matter is that that's never going to happen. And it's because this person is still in the abuse energy, still stuck in that space. And there's nothing I can do to change that. And I have to accept it and leave and stay far away from them. I have to take from their situation what I learned, which really was a lot. I grew a lot because of that. Because that situation was so negative and so hideous and so bad, I realized what in me drew that to me. You see, I believe when bad situations come to us, they come for a reason. I don't believe anybody has a bad situation for no reason. I believe it's either a lesson to us to teach us something that we're going to need later, or I believe that it's something we drew to us because of what we were doing and experiencing, what we needed to feel to change. It's always something. And I feel like that situation with Voldemort happened to me because I had things in me that weren't right. I had places in me that needed to heal. I had places in me that needed to do better, and that situation with Voldemort made me get my stuff together and do better. And I think that's what it was for. I don't think I meant to heal it. I think I meant to get what I got from it and to move on, So that's what I decided 7, 8 months ago, that I cannot heal this, and that was never the point. It was never the point. The point is to better myself, and that's what I did. And I have some opportunities coming up. I'm working on some multimedia things, with other people, and I got some things coming up eventually, books and things like that, things I'm working on. And that's one of the things I'm going to address, is how that situation was the catalyst for me to be who I am today. So really, truthfully, I need to thank Voldemort, because if he had not have been so emotionally abusive and so dark and so negative cancer, dark side of the moon cancer, that if that hadn't have been the case, I wouldn't be me. I would have still kept doing the things that I was doing that drew that situation to me. Probably would have kept on being treacherous, kept on being negative, kept on not believing in honesty. All the things that got me there would have kept getting me into bad places. So sometimes something has to hurt you so bad that it's enough to change you. And that's what it was for. It changed me. So now my quest with the process that you will see me working through is to realize and accept. I have to accept and let go. I can't heal this. And I keep saying that because I want to look at this video later and watch it. Like, you can't heal this. I can't heal this. And I wasn't ever supposed to. I'm supposed to take from it what I got, and I got a lot from it. And to be honest with you guys, I have a wonderful life. Better than it ever has been, especially right now. Better than it's ever been. And I appreciate it, and I'm grateful for it. And that's where I want to focus myself at, is in the now, in the present. So I have to do that. And one of the things that I need to do is to let go of the past. So I'm working on reconciling that energy. I'm working on accepting that I can't fix this energy. I'm working on just accepting it and releasing it and letting it go. And for an Aquarius, that's really hard for us, because what happens is that we have to talk to ourselves. We have to make ourselves understand. Aquarius is the only person who can, we have to convince ourselves, basically, because nobody else on the outside can convince us. I have to convince myself that I can't heal this, and that's okay. So when you see me struggle with Cancer energy, that's really what I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with dealing with the fact that I cannot fix the situation with Voldemort, and that it has to be okay, that I am okay, and to be okay with that. So that's what I struggle through. And I want you guys just to know that a lot of you may feel like that about different people or different circumstances in your life, and sometimes this is what happens. But like I said, if we can just take from it what's positive, we'll be fine. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that's a struggle for me. It's a struggle every time I think about it. That's why I didn't even want to talk about what is my deal with cancers, because I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to feel it. I didn't want to experience it. And it hurts. It does. It still hurts. Um, it hurts because I just, like I said, I want to be able to heal it, and I can't. I have to accept that I'm never going to heal it, that he and I are never going to see each other or speak to each other and have a positive interaction that lasts. As a matter of fact, I am never going to speak to him again. I've already decided on that because, like I said before, the hurt comes right back up. The abuse comes right back up. The negativity comes right back up. And then what happens is that I'm not in the same place. So when he takes me to that place, I don't want to be in that place. So then I'm hanging up on him, I'm blocking him again. I'm right back at that same energy. So instead of coming out of that energy and having to go back to it again, I'm just going to accept that this is what it is. And I'm going to make myself accept it. I'm going to make myself accept it. I don't know how, but that's the process that I'm working on. So again, cancers, I don't dislike you. As a matter of fact, one of the people I hang out with all the time is a cancer. Love him to death. I just realized that he's a cancer. I always call him mi dulce. It means my sweet. I always talk about how he's a sweetheart. So yeah, I mean, there are great cancers, there are great Capricorns, there are great everything. So don't throw away an entire zodiac sign because somebody destroys your heart or somebody pisses you off, or if somebody's do things to you. Don't do that. Just stay away from that person. And when you come across people from that particular zodiac sign, just know what the pitfalls are. When I come across cancers, I know what the pitfalls are. I know what the possibilities are. When I come across Capricorns, I know where we going to run into problems at. I know what to stay away from. So that's what this zodiac information is helpful for. It's helpful to help you have more positive interactions when you do come across these people. It's not supposed to be, to make you hate these people or you stay away from these people. It's just to really help you know what to do when things happen. So, you guys, I'm going to ask you for something that I probably have never asked you for. I'm going to ask you to pray for me. Whatever your spiritual system is, as long as it's love and light, if you can send prayers, if you can send positive thoughts, if you can send me love and light, to deal with this energy, to help me accept and release. Because that's what has to happen. I have to accept and release and never think about this energy, this person again. So I need you guys. I need you guys to pray for me. I need you guys to send me love and light. I need your help with that because emotionally and mentally and spiritually is something that I'm really struggling with and is really important for me to do. So I'm going to thank you. And that is this edition of Ask an Aquarius. That is my deal with cancers. Deuces.